Make this Toy Story 5 dome cup holder or candy holder with me. So first, what you want to do is to get the template for the dome cup holder. The link is down below. This is the monthly subscription. I have this template and so many others available for you to download. Each month, I'm going to be adding new designs to this monthly subscription. Once you have downloaded that template, what you want to do is to go to Cricut Design Space and you want to start uploading the pieces. So I'm going to click on the upload button, upload image. And then what I'll do is to just open up my Finder window and I'm going to find that file on my computer. And from there, I'm just going to drag in all the different pieces. So I have this first one, which is the dome cup itself. Just going to drag it into Cricut Design Space, click the continue button. There's no background, so there's nothing for you to remove here. And once this is done uploading, I will just hit the apply and continue button in the bottom right corner. Next, you want to click on the flat graphic option because we will be printing and then cutting this template. So I'll click continue. If you need to change the name, you can do that over here, and then we'll just click the upload button. And you may be wondering where's the other piece because you do need two pieces. We're just going to make a duplicate of this one right here. Not going to do it just yet, but we'll do it in just a second. So I'm going to close out of this panel and just continue uploading the rest of the pieces. Okay, so we have all of our pieces uploaded. What I'm going to do is to close out of this panel here. And the first thing that I want to do is to just zoom out just a little bit. Going to click on this dome holder and pull it over. The first thing that I want to do to this piece is to resize it because right now over in the layers panel, you can see that the image is too large to be print then cut. Okay, you can also see down here that the image is 19 inches in height. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to go up top on that ruler at the top. You see where it says size. I'll click on that and I want to change the height to 9.35 inches. Okay. Over here, you can see that that message is now gone. You also see that the width automatically adjusted, right? So let's zoom in a little bit and let me scroll up top so you can see where I am. Now, I want you to pay attention to this gray line that goes down at the bottom. That's going to be your score line. So what you need to do is to go to shapes and you want to click on that line right here and you want to just drag it over. Oops, let me grab it. Drag it over and we're going to rotate it. So put your mouse above the top of the line until you get that double-headed arrow that's curved. And then you're just going to rotate it 90 degrees. You could have also done that up top for the rotate part and just type in 90. Okay. So what I'll do now is to click on that line, place it where I want it to go. And I also need to make it longer to go across um, the entire bottom part where I want it to go. All right. I personally like to add more than one score line. So I'll just click the duplicate button right here. And then I'm going to place that line on top of the other one. Okay. Now what I want to do is to select both of those pieces or all three of those pieces. So in my layers panel, you can see that I have both of those score lines selected and then I also have the dome selected as well. Gonna click the attach button so that my Cricut knows to cut first or score first and then it's gonna cut. So what I'll do now is to make a duplicate of that because you need two pieces to make your dome cup holder. Okay. So I have those two pieces. I'll just drag them to the side. Now what you want to do is to resize these pieces here and then make duplicates of them. So I'm going to start with Toy Story. Going to change the width to 2.1 inches. So up here, I'm going to click on that. And for the width, I'm just going to type in 2.1. That's the size that worked for me. And again, these are 8-ounce dome cups that I got from Hobby Lobby. Okay. Going to show you the materials in a second as well. So for Jessie and Bullseye, I'm going to change their width to 1.9 inches. So 1.96 inches. Okay. And then for Buzz and Woody. So these two are attached. So I need to slice one of them off. What I'll do is to click on shapes and then add a square. Take that square, put it over one of them, and make sure you're covering them completely. select both of those pieces. So you can see I have this rectangle selected. It says square, but it's a rectangle now. And then you see I have the layer with Woody and Buzz selected. At the bottom, you're going to click slice. Okay. So it's going to allow you to separate both of them. In the layers panel, you're going to delete those black pieces because you don't need them. And now we have Woody and Buzz. So we have Woody and then we have Buzz. You can keep both of them if you want to. I ended up getting rid of Buzz and just keeping Woody. And now you want to resize Woody. So I'm going to click on the size button. I'm going to change his width to 1.86 inches. And again, the way that I determined, the size of mine was to just kind of place them where I wanted them to go on the domes. And let me bring these to the front. So I right click and my zoom thing is in the way. Okay. So right click, arrange, and then bring to front. Now I can kind of pull that where I want it to go. Do the same thing for Toy Story 5. Right click, arrange, bring to front. Okay. And that's how I was able to determine like what size I wanted those to be. So what you also want to do is to make duplicates. And before we make those duplicates, what I ended up doing was to add just a small outline or offset around each one of these. So I'm going to click on Toy Story 5, go up to Effects, click on Offset, and I'm going to slide this to the left to make that offset super, super close. You can see that blue line. So let me make it larger so you can see what I'm talking about. So you see that blue line around Toy Story 5. Gonna drag it over to the left to get it closer. And once I have it where I want it, I'll just click the Apply button. And that's something else that I forgot to do as well. So let me zoom in. So I forgot to remove that Disney logo that was back there. So what I need to do is to slice that part off as well. And I couldn't see it because my background is white for my canvas. What I'll do right now is to change the color of my canvas. So on the bottom right here, you see where it says background color. I'll just choose orange. Now I can see that text. So what I'll do is to add a shape, gonna add a square. And just like we did before, just gonna place that square on top of that text. Make sure you cover up all of that text, but not your actual logo. Select both pieces as you can see here, and then click slice, okay? So now I can get rid of all of those black pieces. I can also get rid of that white piece as well. So again, if you need to adjust the size, I think the size is still correct, 2.1 inches. And what I'll do is to go back up to Effects, click on Offset, and then just click Apply because it saved that offset setting. Gonna zoom in a little bit. You can see I still have a dot or a little circle up there that I did not get rid of. So let me just slice one more time. And this time I'm using a circle. And let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. So I want to make sure I put this circle on top of that little white dot so I can slice it off. Okay, so right there, select both layers and then click slice. So we should be good to go. Now I'm just going to delete all of that because I don't need it. Okay, so one more time, last time too. So what we'll do is click on Effects, Offset, and then click Apply. I'm going to change the color of that offset to black. And then from there, I'm just going to select both of those pieces. So again, in your layers panel, you can see that both of those are selected. Then I'll click the flatten button. So what's going to happen is my Cricut machine is only going to cut around that black. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing for Bullseye and Jessie. So click on Effects, click Offset. The offset size is still saved. So I'll click Apply. I'm going to change the color to black. And then I'm going to select both of those layers. You can see both of them are selected here and then click Flatten. Okay, one more time, one more time. So let's click on Woody and we're going to click on Effects, Offset, Apply. Change the color of that offset to black. Select both of those layers and then click Flatten. All right, so now we are ready to go. This is everything that you needed to, to pull in and resize and all of those things. So I'm going to click the save button. You always want to save your project. Toy Story Dome Cup Holder 1, and then click save. Okay, and from here, what you want to do is click the Make button. You're going to see a preview of your mats first. So here we have the first part of that dome, we have the second part, and then we have this part. Also notice I forgot to make my duplicates. So let's cancel here and let's just click on, let's just select all three of them and click the duplicate button. Now let's save. Okay. All right, so now we'll click the Make button and we're going to see a preview of our mat. So part of the dome number 1, part of the dome number 2, and then we have our characters that we're going to cut out. So let me go back up to dome number 1, click the continue button in the bottom right corner. Then from here, I'm going to click on the send to printer button. I'm going to choose my Epson EcoTank 2850, turn off the bleed, turn on use system dialog, and then click the print button. Gonna get a pop-up, and that's gonna allow me to choose my paper type. So what I like to do is to choose for media and quality, media type. It's gonna choose the photo glossy paper. And then for the quality, gonna change it to best. And from there, I'm gonna hit the print button. Okay, you're going to repeat that step for each one of your prints that need to be printed. I'm going to connect my Cricut Explorer Air 2. So again, you're going to have to select each one of these, send to printer, get all of those printed, and then you'll be able to choose your base material type. I'm using medium cardstock. Going to show you in just a second the materials that I actually have on hand. So the paper, the cups, and all of that, what that looks like. Also, the printed pages too. Okay, so I have all the materials that I'm using for this project. First, I'll start with the glossy photo paper. So I have the double-sided glossy photo paper, 69 pounds, 100 sheets, 8.5 by 11. You don't need the double-sided glossy photo paper, but that's what I had on hand to use. You just need a glossy photo paper that has a little weight to it. I also have these little cups, the little dome cups that I'm using. Here is one right here. They are 8 ounces. So this project is for 8-ounce domes only, okay? I got these from Hobby Lobby and the price was $3.99 for a 12 count, especially, this is good, especially for someone that, they don't want to have to order the large quantity on Amazon that has like 50 or even 20 count. They just want a small number for a small party, or if you're needing some really quickly, you don't want to have to wait for them to ship to you. Hobby Lobby has these for $3.99, okay? Also have some little double-sided, those little squares, double-sided squares, and also have this double-sided tape too. This is the project that we're making right here. So again, I have some the little Play-Doh inside of there. I have some fruit snacks, and then also like half of a Kinder egg. I already ate the candy out of the Kinder egg, and those are just the little toys on the inside. So now what I'm gonna do is to go ahead and grab that paper off the printer so we can start assembling this project. Okay, so this is my last page to be printed. So I'll just take it off the mat. All right, so what I'll do now is to take my double-sided foam squares and just apply them to these pieces to create that layered look. And again, this is what we're recreating here. So you can see that I have those layers. So I just cut two of each of the little icons or graphics. Now I will peel off the paper backing and basically just to layer these together. So I'll just scoot those pieces over to the side. Now I want to work on the actual holder for the cup. So what I'll do, and you can hardly see my score line, but what I'll do is I'll take my scraper and help me to fold it a little bit easier. So I have my scraper here. And what I'm gonna do is to just put my scraper where I can see that fold line or that score line, and just kind of use that to help bend it over. And I do appreciate this felt side because it just helps me to smooth it down a little bit without being too rough on the paper itself, okay? So that's what one side looks like. And I'll do the other one. And you also want to make sure that there's no pieces like overhanging the side, because that can affect the overall the finished way that your cup holder looks. Okay, so there's nothing hanging over either side. Let's take a look at this one. Same thing, nothing hanging over either side. And so what I'll do now is to just take my double-sided tape and then just go down these two sides here. So let's get this double-sided tape. Okay. And this one has come to its end. So let me grab my other piece or my other tape. Okay, so just press down to make sure the tape is sticking to the bottom part. From there, what I'll do is to just peel off that paper backing like this, and then do it on this side as well. From there, what you want to do, so I have this piece that has the tape, I have this other piece. What I want to do is to basically put this piece down inside of that piece, because the bottom of this one has the tape on it. And you want to make sure that you place it to where there's no overlap, to where it goes perfectly. So and then just press down firmly on the inside where that tape is. And from there, you basically have your cup holder, right? And this is for 8 ounces. So now what I'll do, and before I put my cup inside, I like to just put tape here. Let me bring it down for you. Here and here. I know some people, they use the ribbon to kind of tie it together. I personally did not want to do that. If you want to put some holes in yours so that you can add that ribbon, feel free to do that too. All you have to do is just use the slice button to add those holes. Make sure that you add the holes in both sides, okay? So what I'll do now is to just peel that paper backing off. And now I'm gonna take my cup, sit it inside that first part, and then kind of bring your cup up. And with this piece, you do have to be a little strategic, because you want the handles to overlap perfectly. You don't want to have any piece that's kind of hanging over. I'm gonna try to bend this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have that first piece connected, and that's where I had that tape. Now I'm gonna push together this bottom part right here, just to make sure that that connects. And this basically secures your cup in place. From there, your cup can kind of hang onto these little side slits there. Same thing on this back side. Yeah, so that's what that looks like, okay? From here, what I'm gonna do next is to take my characters and add some double-sided tape to the back of them. And you don't need much. Okay, and again, I have this one that I can refer back to so I can remember like the placement of the different pieces. So let me just sit this one down here. Let me zoom out a little bit too. So I'm gonna start with my Toy Story 5 first. Let's peel the paper backing off. And then in the top right, I'm gonna just add that on there. Okay, now I'm gonna start with Jessie and Bullseye. Put them in the bottom left. Okay, and then I have Woody, and let's add him on too. All right, so these are both of our cup dome holders or candy cup dome holders, whatever you want to call them. And again, these files are available, or this file is available in my monthly subscription. It's just $4.99 regular price. And yeah, these will make the perfect party gift with this very low maintenance, you know, not a whole bunch that you're doing. You're just cutting out the the holder for the 8-ounce cup, and then you're just adding on those characters to go around. If you want to just pull the candy or the cup out of this without destroying the holder, you can do that as well. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything, leave those down below, questions or comments. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.